We're here to promote How to Train Your Dragon, but I do want to speak a bit about Ugly Betty, since I think a lot of viewers will know you as that's your main role on TV. One thing I do want to ask is, playing Betty, how's that impacted your perception of the way women and beauty is portrayed in the media?
Well, I think that it was a really positive thing when the show came on the air, and for me, hearing about the character for the first time, I was just so excited that it was, a really kind of great role for a young woman to play, because it required more than just, filling a kind of stereotype or, insert short brunette here or tall blonde there. It was about this girl with character and with a lot of quirk, and she kind of stood for the underdog, and I really liked that a lot. And I think that that's the show started in Colombia, and it was an enormous success there, and I think that that's why audiences kind of around the world have taken to that story, because the show has been reproduced in countries all around the world, their own versions of them, and it sort of always does really well. And our show, of course, is in the US and has played around in other countries, but it seems to be a story and a character that people really like to root for.
Sure, and it's something that grows and progresses, and I guess the premise of the whole series is Betty's transformation and her growing into an adult and what she experiences.
Right.
Did you get much input into her development?
Yeah, I mean, I had been having conversations with the creator of the show, Silvio Horta, from the very beginning, just about where is she going and what does she really want, and what is this story about? Is it about getting the guy? Is it about getting the job, or is it something in between? And just sort of always asking kind of the big life questions, for Betty, the way that, I guess any girl would for themselves.
Definitely. And you have to tell us about the braces. This is such a major part of Betty's look.
Oh, yeah.
And then at the end of the show, she gets them taken off.
She finally got them off, which I was so happy about.
Was it a relief for you having, I don't know, how did they put them on you, and the ordeal that you went,
luckily, they were just retainers, and they just kind of came in and out all day long. I could pop them in and pop them out in between takes, and that was really lucky for me that I didn't have to get real braces on for 4 years. Although my teeth would be perfect now if I had braces for 4 years, but they were not real. So,
like you said, 4 years is a long time, and the show's wrapped up now. How do you feel about this chapter in your life coming to an end?
It's bittersweet. It's 4 years of playing one character, is a lot of the same, a lot of kind of being the same character, but I loved her, and I loved the show, and I loved the cast, and so it was hard to say goodbye, but also exciting to kind of look forward and what's next, and I think that 4 years was a really good run with her, and there were tears, and it was sad when it came to an end for us, for the whole cast, but it's just so wonderful that I got to be a part of that whole thing. So
it was nice that you guys got to wrap up the storylines and things like that. Did you have a favorite storyline or a favorite moment throughout the whole journey of Betty?
Well, I always felt like my favorite stuff, and I loved all of it. I mean, I truly loved my entire cast so much. But I think that for me, I was always particularly proud of the family, because there aren't a lot of I don't think there are a lot of family shows that are made anymore, because a lot of entertainment is geared a lot towards adults and sort of a certain age range, and not so much for the whole family and family friendly stuff. But I always felt like the Suarez family was very unique and different, and dealt with real issues, but still had a very loving quality to it, and I think gave Betty and the show the heart, that I think the show was known for.
And with the show wrapping up, what about an Ugly Betty movie?
Well, there's been lots of rumors about that. I mean, what I would think that would be wonderful in a couple of years to go back and visit
That's something that you'd be
the
keen
characters.
to do.
Yeah, I think that would be really fun. I mean, it's not a reality right now. That's not actually something that we're doing, contrary to internet rumors. But you know, it's always a possibility, and we should be so lucky to get to do something like that.
Right.
But we'll see. I don't know.